Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu. He's a member of the Foreign Affairs and Judiciary Committees. Congressman, I appreciate your time. Look, we just heard you ask the Attorney General whether he was lying to the House or to the Senate. He says he didn't lie at all. Did he convince you?
Thank you, Erin. Not at all. Look, you can either believe Jeff Sessions' testimony under oath to the U.S. Senate, or you can believe his testimony today to the U.S. House. You cannot believe both because they contradict each other, and not just one respect, but multiple respects. As you pointed out, he admitted today that Trump campaign officials such as George Papadopoulos did in fact have communications with the Russians. He also admitted today that he himself had multiple communications with the Russians.
So, you know, he obviously did say, as you know, under oath a few weeks ago, he didn't believe that any of that happened, right? Any surrogates had meetings with the Russians. And as you point out, since then, we learned George Papadopoulos not only had those meetings, but he told Sessions about them and suggested to Sessions that Trump himself meet with Vladimir Putin. So now, today, Sessions said to you all that he actually does recall that meeting with Papadopoulos. I want to play his answer again, Congressman, and then ask you a very specific question about it. Here's the Attorney General.
I do now recall that the March 2016 meeting at the Trump Hotel that Mr. Papadopoulos attended, but I have no clear recollection of the details of what he said at that meeting. After reading his account and to the best of my recollection, I believe that I wanted to make clear to him that he was not authorized to represent the campaign with the Russian government or any other foreign government for that matter. But I did not recall this event, which occurred 18 months before my testimony of a few weeks ago. And I would gladly have reported it had I remembered it, because I pushed back against his suggestion.
Obviously, perhaps the unintended implication there is had he not pushed back, maybe he wouldn't have reported it. But what he is saying is that, after all, in that meeting, he did, by the accounts of the others there, shut down the idea of a Putin meeting. Congressman, he is right that that makes him look like he did the right thing. So why would he have hidden that intentionally to lie?
Well, this is not the first time we've seen this before. He makes a statement under oath, and it turns out it's not true. So the first time he told the U.S. Senate he had no contacts with Russians until evidence was presented later that he had multiple contacts with the Russians. And then this case, he told the U.S. Senate he had, well, was not aware of any Trump surrogates that had contacts. And now when presented with evidence, he reverses himself. And he was quite animated about that. So he actually remembered this very well. Just a few weeks ago, he said that no such thing occurred. So he's either lying then or he's lying now.
So what do you think should happen to the Attorney General?
I think he needs to come clean to the American people. And keep in mind, there's actually a third lie. He filled out a security clearance application form under penalty of perjury. And in that form, he makes a false statement saying that he did not have any contacts with Russian or any foreign government official in the last 7 years. He clearly had multiple contacts. He had no good explanation for that lie either.
All right, Congressman Lieu, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And I want to go now to John.